Hello. Today is messy. Today is unpolished and clunky and cold. It's cold. I've decided that this hopefully is my last ever, maybe not ever, for a while, winter like this. It's so cold and I just get so fed up and annoyed and yeah. Week 5 was recovering a sense of possibility, and the theory pages are all about like limits. We as humans, it seems, put limits on how much God can give us abundance, how much money God can give us, how many opportunities and work placements and whatever. And so she says that for 4 weeks we've been now excavating our consciousness. That's what I sort of wrote down. And she says that thanks to the morning pages, which is true, we have tended to become less judgmental and more, well, she says less judgmental of ourselves and others. It's true. I've noticed that during the morning pages, I would then go from despair to like strong faith and trust in the same page. The morning pages, they seem to be very similar in terms of how many ingredients I put in every time I write them, which is there's a lot of like anger, being fed up, and then I would have a thought, and that thought would then bring 10 more thoughts of hope and trust and sort of like proactiveness, get goingness. But then right now, whilst I'm doing this video, I'm a bit like, yeah, I'm doing loads of things. I've started doing this improv course. I'm at level 3 today. It's an intensive course, and improv is such a great skill and tool for any human being, but especially for an actor. You need to think on your feet, believable. You need to have the structure in mind. It's comedy. Comedy is freaking tough. And I'm doing this, and it's been very, very educational, and I've learned so much, and I had so much fun. And then I just get into the evenings, and most of the time I'm not in the place where I want to be. I'm not in the home that I want to be in. I'm not in the career or the success that I want to be in, the money, the financial abundance I want to be in. And so I just get really sorry for myself. I really do. What can I say? Basically, there's a lot of like hope in this week. There's a lot of, it's really interesting. She says things like, she has this image of like the river. Once you like find this river, the river of life, the flow of life, you can just swim in it. And recovery, this is what I'm doing. Recovery is the process of finding the river and saying yes to its flow, to its rapids, to all of the different milestones that you will reach whilst navigating this river. I've started a Kickstarter campaign. It took me ages. I did it out of despair, lol. Out of like, basically funds have always been a main issue for me. Funnily enough, creativity-wise, I've always found a way to like create, and recently I've created loads in the last year and a half, and I've got all these songs that are ready, but then I lack the funds to like actually invest in, the marketing, the music videos. Music, as any business, I guess, even if it's artistic, is a startup business. You're investing in, then that business will bring you more money, and then so on, so on. And so I've always, most of the time, have struggled with being able to match the vision that I have with the actual resources that I would get. And I don't know if that's just meant for me. Like, sometimes I think God is like keeping the reins on me, because otherwise I would just go too fast, and I'm very impatient. And so the time wasn't right to express those videos, those songs and whatever at the time. And so I just need to have faith and trust, but it's really hard when the reality that I'm in, the 3D, is just not what I want, or at least is nowhere near the beauty, expansive, the beautiful, expansive truth that I want to find myself in. Does that make any sense? I don't know if it does. So then this is really interesting. There is this wish list. One of the best ways we can evade our censor is to use the technique of speed writing, as we know, with the morning pages and all. Because wishes are just wishes, they're allowed to be frivolous, but frequently they should be taken very seriously. And she gives us 20 different lines with I wish, and then you just write down what you wish. And I'm finding myself wanting to censor also this video. Like I don't want to like share too much. What will people think of me, right? But I'm going to give in. Oh God, the screen. Please stay. I wish to be a millionaire. I wish to be successful. I wish to give my mom a very large amount of money. I wish to pay off all of my debts. I wish to star in a West End play. I wish to be cast in an indie successful film that is just as great as the substance. I wish to learn how to fly a plane. I wish to fall in love with great many guys. I wish to meet Lady Gaga. I wish to sing on European festival stages, and I wish to have a huge wardrobe of incredible and varied items of clothing. I wish to win the lottery, I wrote down. I wish to buy 2 houses. I wish to orgasm many more times. I wish to be fit and then thin again. I feel fat recently. I wish to suffer very little. I wish to be a successful, I most especially wish, which is the last one, to be a successful, wealthy artist. That's always been my dream. Not just making the art, but also having loads of money with it and having loads of reach and power and status that comes with it. This is a really interesting quote. You know, she has some quotes on the sidelines sometimes, and this is, the specific meaning of God depends on what is the most desirable good for a person. Isn't that amazing? Like, God can mean different things for different people. And Eric Fromm said this. We didn't have that many heart exercises for the week. There is still some pending ones that I haven't done, which is the reading deprivation, as you know, if you've been with me on week 4. And then the solo day outside your hometown, sort of like holiday, solo 1-day holiday. And I just don't find it in myself to do it yet. Basically, there was a lot of like imagery. Find images of things that you want. There's 5 more imaginary lives. And she asks, have they changed from the last times? This is so funny. They have changed. I didn't think they would, but this is annoying. The sound. Blue bloom, blue bloom, blue bloom. There they are. Are you ready for it? This is so funny. I dreamt one of these lives last night. That's really bizarre. I dreamt that I was Mark Zuckerberg's wife, and I found him in a meadow, and we fell in love, and I was just flying on helicopters and had help in my huge mansion. It was fantastic. So these lives are a rich wife of a billionaire. That's like number 1. This has been on my mind a lot. Then an adventurer like Lara Croft. Definitely a life that I would like to live. A music video director. I guess a director in general of films as well. I don't know what this is. And then a diplomat, I wrote, because I actually realized that I do love to use language to solve things and I love conversing. I love TED Talks. I love, we say arte oratoria in Italian, the oratory art, maybe. And then I had to find images with these 2 scenarios. If I was 65 and I had money, list 5 postponed pleasures and collect these images. And then if I were 20 and I had money. And basically I think she's trying to help us hope more, dream more, allow ourselves more things. Yeah, starting an image file. If I had either faith or money, I would try blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I've got a few. I mean, could I share them with you guys? You see, I'm like, I feel embarrassed. But this is the point of sharing with these videos. Oh, God. So I've had these images actually for a while. God, I'm going through embarrassment and shame, which I think is a great reason to do this. And I basically photoshopped the amount of listeners on my Spotify page and the amount of followers on my Instagram to get to 250 and then 45 million monthly streamers, 47 million to call it in. I mean, 47 million monthly streamers, listeners is a really huge amount of listeners. I think it's like the top 100 on Spotify, but they're here. And then this beautiful bathroom. Yeah, I'm sighing. It's a heavy evening. I've got this image of Dua Lipa on stage, which is so fantastic and free and just amazing. Then I've got one of the 2 houses that I want to buy is in Rome. So this is beautiful blue sky terrace place where I want to host loads of like dinner parties and all. And then I also have this one, which is a Nevada Red sold out show at the Apollo, Eventim Apollo in Hammersmith. And then I think this is Olivia Rodrigo, but it's a beautiful image of her with loads of fans and just this really sacred moment of just me being there and just people listening. They're listening to me. I actually got emotional. There you go. Emotions. Then yes, a Mini Cooper. It's the car I want to buy. I hadn't had a car in like 10 years. I love vehicles. Is that a thing? Yeah, that's me. I mean, there's always more to share, right? But I feel I don't want to keep it too long. Number 10 is the person I blame for being blocked is, and it used to be my parents. I used to be very angry at them for like not giving me the resources that I need to invest in my dreams. But then it changed and it became angry at God. And actually the first exercise is, the reason I can't really believe in a supportive God is list 5 grievances. And I wrote, well, the first reason is all the cancers, the wars and the trauma. The second one is God has left me for so long, knowing how painful my life was. I never replies clearly and loudly. I always have doubts. That's like a grievance for me. But I do believe in God really magically, powerfully, because otherwise everything makes no sense, and it does make sense most of the time. But I am in this really funky, suffocating, weird place. There it is. Sending love. My shopping has arrived.